Hi everyone, welcome to this session. So let's understand what are promises in JavaScript. So promise is an object that manages JavaScript asynchronous operations. All right. So if you checked out the last session about callback hell, so promises helps us in resolving callback hell situation. All right. So in this object, whenever you are using promise in asynchronous operations, you need to follow the syntax, right? So that's point number one. Point number two is that it always returns either resolved or rejected. Otherwise, it will be in pending state. So it is just like a real life promise, right? So it will either have a success or a failure, otherwise it would be in pending state, right? So this is the example that we are going to take. So there are three steps. So we will write three functions and we want to execute everything in this order itself. Okay, so let's just go ahead and understand this with the help of a function. So I'll go to JavaScript and I'll start writing these three functions. So function one, and I'm going to write these three functions as asynchronous functions. So I'll set the timeout as well, and then inside this I'll just log order the food, and then let's just copy this and create another function. Function 2, eat the food, and here we'll change the time to, let's say, 2500, and then we'll create function 3 and just give a message here, sleep, and here we'll change the time to, let's say, 3000, and then I will call all these three functions. So function 1, function 2, and then function 3. Now let's see how does it get executed. Order the food, eat the food, and sleep, because the timings that I've given is actually pretty similar. So let's say if I give this one, so let's change the timings. Okay, so I'm going to make this one as 4000, as in 4 seconds. Now I'll run this again. All right, so here now you see the order of execution, right? Although I have called function 1, function 2, and function 3 in sequence, but the order of execution got changed because these three functions are asynchronous and the time that each of them is taking is different to get executed. All right, now if you now one way to resolve this is by using callback, right? So how do we do that? So let's just quickly have a look at the callback and then we'll switch to promises. Okay, so for callback you need to pass the callback parameter and then you need to invoke the callback function as well. All right, and we'll do the similar thing with function 2 and 3. We'll pass the callback parameter and then we'll invoke the callback function, and then for function 3 as well we'll do the same, and then while calling inside function 1 we will invoke function 2. So in function 1 we'll invoke function 2, and then inside function 2 we'll invoke function 3, and then inside function 3 we'll just give a log statement. All done. Now let's just run this. Okay, now everything should be in sequence. So order the food, now it should be eat the food, and then sleep. So now if you see here, this is a callback hell situation. All right, and to resolve this we can use promises. Now let's check the syntax for the promise. So it always returns a value resolved or rejected, and this is the syntax. Okay, so I'll just copy the syntax here and I'll go to JavaScript and let's start with function 1. So in function 1 I'll just paste the syntax here, and if you see here we need to wrap our asynchronous code within this curly brackets. Okay, so here, and what is the asynchronous part of the code? It's this, right? So we'll just move it here. Okay, and this promise is always going to return either resolve or reject. So the message that we are printing, right, because we are not writing any logic, right, we are simply logging a message. So when the return is resolved we will pass this message. Okay, and similarly here also let's just do the same. So I'll copy the syntax and I'll go back here. Let me just type the syntax here and then type the syntax here as well. So here I'll take the asynchronous part of the code and then we'll keep it here, and then for the message we are going to pass that in the resolve. We'll also check out the reject scenario, but right now we are only checking the resolve scenario. And here I'll take the asynchronous part of the code, and then inside here we are just going to pass the synchronous, but also it always returns, right? So you have to write return new promise. Okay, so return new promise, and here also it should be return new promise, and here as well return new promise. All right, and here also it should be resolved. Now because we are using promises, right, we are returning promise, so we don't need to use callback hell. Rather we can use method chaining. Okay, with promises you can always use method chaining, and let's see how do we do that. So first of all we need to remove callback as well, right, because we are not using callback anymore, we are using promises. So I'll remove this, I'll remove this as well, I'll remove this, and then the invocation as well. So we'll start by invoking function 1. So inside function 1 we have to use dot then, because we are using method chaining here. So dot then, and then in function 1 if you see we are getting a value, right, as I said. So here we are getting resolve, and then with resolve we are receiving a value, so we have to receive that value here. So then and then value, and then let's do something with the value. We are just going to log this value. Okay, so log and then value. All right, and after that we have to invoke function 2, right? So return. All right, and then whatever happens in function 2, right? From the result of function 2, we'll do the same thing. So dot then, and then here, even in function 2, we are getting a value, right? So if you see, we are getting this value with resolve. So let's just receive that value, and then let's do something with the value. And here I will just log the value, and then we have to return function 3. Return function 3, and then here again, because function 3 is also giving us a value, so we'll take the value and we'll log the value. So log and then value, and that's it. We have only 3 functions, right? So after this, let's just add one additional log statement, and we'll just include a message saying all done, and that's it. Now let's just run this and see if everything is getting executed in sequence or not. Order food, eat the food, sleep, all done. Okay, so if you see here, we are doing method chaining, okay, because we are using promises. So the call back hell problem is gone now. Okay, so this is much simpler and it is much more readable than callback hell. All right, so now we have only seen the resolve situation. So what happens in case of the reject, and how are we going to catch the error here? Okay, so let's just check that out as well. So here let's create another variable. Let is kitchen open, and I'll set it as true. Okay, and I'll add a condition. So if is kitchen open, then only I'm going to return resolve, otherwise I'll return reject. So here we have this, and then else we are going to return reject. Okay, whatever we have here, and then in reject also we'll pass a message, couldn't order the food. All right, and then similarly we'll add a condition here as well. So let's say we will create another variable here. We will say const eat food, and here we'll make it as true, and then we'll add a condition. Let's just name it something else, right? Could eat, and I'm setting it to true. So if could eat, under this we'll return resolve, otherwise we are going to return reject. Take this and we'll take it here, and we'll say couldn't eat the food. All right, and similarly we'll add one more condition to the function 3. So for that we'll include another variable. We'll declare a variable here, const could sleep, and I'll set it to true, and here if could sleep, then I'll return resolve, otherwise I will return reject. Here it should be reject. All right, and then here we'll pass a different message, could not sleep. All right, now we have both resolve and reject in all the 3 functions. Okay, and based on a certain condition, we are returning either resolve or reject. Now in the method chaining, how do we actually handle that, right? So because right now I have set all the conditions to true, so every time it is going to return resolve. But what if I set it to false? That means at that time it will return reject, right? But then we have not handled the reject over here, so let's do that as well. So we'll remove this semicolon from here, and after this we'll use dot catch, and here we'll simply take the error, because we are getting a value, right, in reject as well, one message. So every function is returning a message value, right, in reject. So that's what we are receiving here in error, and then console dot error, or you can also simply write console dot log, and here we are just going to print the error. And we'll do this, and let me save this. So right now it is going to give us all the resolve messages, right? But after this, let's just change, like, few values, and then we'll run it again. So right now it looks all fine, but let's say if I make this one as false, okay, then if this function 2 should return us reject, right, could not sleep. So here if I save this, let's see what happens. It should return us an error, order the food, could not eat the food, right? So see, because here now this didn't return us resolve, because this variable that I've set, right, I've set it to false. That means it is returning reject. So when it is returning reject, and you see one more thing, okay, in method chaining, function 2 is the second function that we are calling, and because function 2 returned us reject, it did not proceed with function 3, right? So it just broke from there. All right, and then it went to the catch block and then showed us the error. So that's it. That's how you write promises in JavaScript. Okay, so you just need to remember the key points. The first thing is, of course, the syntax, right? So it is, first of all, it is an object which always return resolve or reject, okay, based on the condition whatever you would have written, and then inside the curly brackets you have to write your asynchronous code. All right, and this is always going to return, so return new promise. That's how you have to use it. All right, and I think that's it, right? So every time you are in any sort of situation where you see callback hell, I think you should rather go for promises. Okay, but then here also, right, because in promises we are doing method chaining, so what happens if this becomes way too long, right? There could be multiple asynchronous options, right? So we cannot just keep on doing this as well, right? So for that we use await async. Okay, so in the next session we'll see that how we can avoid multiple method chaining situation by using async await. But for promises, that's it for now, and I'll see you in the next one.